Welcome to the Pat Imig Sports Network, broadcasting from Imig AI Studios in St. Louis, Missouri. Now, your host, Pat Imig.
Welcome into the program, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Pat Imig. It's the Pat Imig Sports Network, streaming wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're watching this on YouTube, we ask you to follow and subscribe. Get Pissin is the handle, at Get Pissin. That's GETPISN. They don't allow 4-letter or 4-character handles at YouTube, so we had to add the get in front of Pissin. So get Pissin and support your favorite sports broadcaster. Because if you're tired of the same old shit from ESPN, you know, the talking heads, the debate shows, this is a little bit different. I actually used to work at Barstool Sports, also worked at the Sporting News, did some cover stories for St. Louis Sports Magazine in the Midwest, and also hosted CBS Sports Radio in St. Louis, and did a show for the New England Patriots on their website a little over 10 years ago, around the time, not really around the time, but closer to the time when they played the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, which we might see that again this year. We'll get into that shortly. But it's Kurt Signetti week here at the Pat Imig Sports Network. Congratulations to Signetti and the Indiana Hoosiers on a perfect 16-0 season, winning the national title, and they did it in 2 years, year 2 of the Signetti regime, with a lot of thanks to NIL. Without NIL, they probably don't win in year 2 with Kurt Signetti. They probably don't have a bunch of kids who are 23, 24 years old who have been football veterans now, but still playing in college, and that's all part of the game. Nothing wrong with that. And congratulations again to Indiana. They're like an AI football team. You can't spell Indiana without AI, right? Kurt Signetti also, I would argue, a better head coach in big game situations than several NFL head coaches, specifically ones that I'm fond of, like Ben Johnson of the Chicago Bears. We'll get into that in just a second. Speaking of NFL coaches, Sean Mcdermott was fired on Monday. Are the refs to blame because of that call? Sean Mcdermott and the Bills lose, and Sean Mcdermott is now fired. So should we blame the men in stripes because of that call that they made with Jaquan McMillan? They should have ruled it a catch, and Josh Allen and the Bills would be in Foxborough this weekend for the AFC Championship, an AFC East division rivalry matchup for the AFC crown, just as the NFC title being decided by NFC West rivals. Another man to blame, Mike Vrabel, the Patriots head coach. He's actually the main reason that Sean McDermott is fired. If the New England Patriots didn't start practicing the victory formation at the start of training camp, if he didn't change the culture and just completely change that team into a 14-3 team, then the Buffalo Bills likely are the division winners of the AFC East. They have a minimum of 1 home game in the playoffs, and maybe 2, maybe 3, and they would be probably still standing. Instead, it's the Denver Broncos with their backup quarterback, Jared Stidham, who I actually think will play pretty well against New England. He can't play any worse than what C.J. Stroud did versus the New England Patriots in the divisional round. So he's got that to be compared to, which is nice. A little fluffer and buffer, but he needs to grow out the mustache. Jared is the new Jeff Hostetler. Grow the mustache and pull a New York Giants upset. Go win the Super Bowl over the Buffalo Bills. Actually, you can't do that because they just defeated the Bills. But that's what Hostetler did for the Giants when he was the backup and took over for Phil Simms in 1991. Either way, the Broncos defense is a one-trick pony of pass rushers. The Bills ran the ball on them all day, and if the Patriots aren't put in a pass-first situation, they will move the ball with ease in the AFC title game. If I had to pick one person responsible then for Sean McDermott's firing, whether it's fair or unfair, 9 years is a long time. They never got over the hump. It's Mike Vrabel. And if I'm going to pick one person who's responsible for the LA Rams advancing to the NFC Championship and the Chicago Bears losing that right, it would be Ben Johnson, head coach of the Chicago Bears. We've been huge Ben Johnson fans from day one. We were ahead of the curve on that on this program. When they were 6-3, 7-3, we called him the most influential person in the NFC North, and it's still true today. But he's most responsible for the Bears losing. He passed up 2 field goals, went for it on 4th down, and unlike Kurt Signetti for Indiana in the national title game against Miami, he didn't kick a field goal to go up 3-0. Field goals are not the enemy, people, and I'm all about going for it and being aggressive, but when you leave points on the table, when you could be up 3-0, instead of being tied 0-0, you're putting your team at a disadvantage. And if that's going to continue from here on out, what good is it to get to the playoffs if your head coach doesn't put your team in the best position to win? At the end of the game, Caleb Williams, a miraculous throw to tie it. If the Ben Johnson and the Bears don't go for it and kick field goals, all they need is a field goal to take the lead and win the game and go to the NFC Championship, instead of needing a miraculous touchdown just to tie the game and force overtime. So I know people are kind of blaming Caleb Williams because of the interception in OT, but Williams played great that entire game. His receivers dropped a lot of passes too. He is not the reason they lost. I would put it, if we're going to put it on anybody, it's putting it on the shoulders of Ben Johnson. And he's also the most important reason that they got to this point in the first place. Not saying he's a terrible coach. I am saying, use your head sometimes, pal. Look at what Signetti did. Take the 3-0 lead. Take the points, please. This obsession with going for it on 4th down is just over the top. Field goals are your friends. They're not the enemy. It's almost like these coaches get like a high off of it. It's like a dopamine hit to go for it on 4th down. They're 4th down junkies. Why kick a field goal when I could get a first down and then maybe kick a field goal later? When you have a chance to go up 3-0 in a game of that magnitude against the Rams, you should take the points.
Yeah, I'd say every time that it's a 4th down, if they're not like 70 yards out, I'm like, who knows? Flip a coin. Could be a field goal.
4th and 4 at their own 32, we're going to go for it. Like Dave Canales of the Carolina Panthers against the Rams in the playoffs. That was absurd. When it comes to Ben Johnson, it wasn't just the decisions to go for it on 4th down. It was the play calls on those decisions that were actually worse than the decisions to go for it. Not one time did Caleb Williams hold on to the ball, run a read option, roll out, do a bootleg. Johnson more or less called the same run every single 4th down attempt, and it was out of like almost stubbornness, it seemed like. I'm not really sure why you don't leave the ball in the hands of your best athlete, your best player on the field. Let him decide it, let him run it, let him throw it, but keep it in his hands first, especially when it's obvious that you're not actually fooling the LA Rams. So overzealous decisions to go for it by Ben Johnson, absolutely. Awful play calling, absolutely. Speaking of Johnson, he has a lot in common with Jaguars head coach Liam Cohen. So follow me here. Both were offensive coordinators in 2024 for playoff teams. Both left to become the head coach of their current teams, the Bears and the Jaguars. And both turned around those franchises in 1 year, going from losing seasons to double-digit wins and the playoffs. And also, both helped cause the demise of their former teams, the Lions and the Buccaneers, both of whom were division winners in 2024 when they were the OCs, but both those teams failed to make the playoffs in 2025. Both of them also helped their teams lose in this year's playoff by ignoring field goal attempts in favor of going for it on 4th down. Just like Ben Johnson did, Liam Cohen could have taken a field goal when his Jaguars were up 7-3 on the Bills. A 10-3 lead is a lot nicer than 7-3. Instead, they go for it. They miss in the red zone, and the Bills end up winning that game by how many points? 3. And how many points did the Bears lose to the Rams? 3. So they've got a lot in common, Liam Cohen and Ben Johnson. Again, the aggressiveness, what brought you to the dance, don't ignore it, but you got to use discretion and take the points and give your defense a shot too. So looking ahead to the conference championship games this weekend, I like Seattle and I like New England to advance and meet in Super Bowl 60. I also like Seattle to win that game unless catastrophic injuries happen all over the field, but they are the most complete team, and I've been singing their praises since week 5 after they lost to the Buccaneers in that shootout with Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. So looking back one last time at the divisional round, dominant performance by Seattle, And a shout out to 49ers kicker Eddie Pinheiro, who on that opening kickoff pulled a European football play, tried to do a slide tackle, missed completely. Rasheen Shaheed takes it to the house. Seattle never looked back. That was actually the game-winning touchdown, the opening kickoff return. But shout out to Pinheiro for the failed slide tackle attempt. Reminded me of Mike Tomlin, the now former Pittsburgh Steelers head coach, who nearly tripped Jacoby Jones on a kickoff return. And then, of course, the best kick of all. We're not talking Tom Dempsey or Brandon Aubrey. We're talking Antonio Brown's kick of the Cleveland Browns punter. A kick to the face. Looked like Daniel LaRusso. Instead of sweeping the leg, he just took out the face of the punter. We need more of that in football, I think. So those are my thoughts. What do you think? Kurt Signetti a better coach than Ben Johnson? If you had to put them side by side, I'd say yes, because he kicks field goals.
Sweep the leg.
Shaheed breaks through! Still going!
You have a problem with that?
And taken down at the 20.
No, Sensei.
Hurdles, kicks him in, and a flag is thrown. They're going to get Brown for that hurdle right to the face of Lanning.
Thanks for watching the Pat Imig Sports Network, powered by Imig.ai. For exclusive sports content and clips you can't find anywhere else, follow along on social media at GetPissin.
Every single night, from the tip off to the touchdown, I break it down. Sports talk royalty, I wear the crown. Dynasties rise, legacies never fall. Every win got a story, I tell it all. Last minute buzzer beaters, ice in the vein. Post game speeches and champagne rain. From the World Cup heat to the Super Bowl lights, calling plays in the zone. Open up your eyes, Big Sports Network, dropping value like clockwork. If you really want insight, get it right. Watch the videos every single night. Pat Imig Sports Network, dropping value like clockwork. If you really want insight, get it right. Watch the videos every single night. Talking MVPs, yeah, I see the vision. Grinding for the chip, this is more than a mission. Trade talks, headlines, locker room vibes. Breaking news quicker than a 40-yard time guide. Eyes on the court, hard in the ring. Every athlete's journey, I let that sing. Olympic gold to college ball pride. If it's clutch, I got it covered worldwide. Pat Imig Sports Network, dropping value like clockwork. If you really want insight, get it right. Watch the videos every single night. Pat Imig Sports Network, dropping value like clockwork. If you really want insight, get it right. Watch the videos every single night. Lights on, game on, no cap when the game's strong. Underdogs to the Hall of Fame, every win got a name. Pat Imig Sports Network, dropping value like clockwork. If you really want insight, get it right. Watch the videos every single night. Pat Imig Sports Network, dropping value like clockwork. If you really want insight, get it right. Watch the videos every single night.